my mother told me that her perfect son deserved my $5,000 New Year's bonus more than I did. So while I was sleeping, she stole it right out of my bank account. Now that I'm pressing charges, she's crying and begging me to save her from going to jail. Welcome to Nightfall Narrative, where we explore the darkest corners of human relationships. If you're ready for a story of betrayal and the fight for justice, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss our nightly tales. Now, let's dive in. It's funny, isn't it? How family is supposed to mean love and support. For most of my life, I really believed that. I clung to that idea like a life raft. But my family, wasn't just stormy, it was toxic. And the one person I was supposed to trust most, my own mother, was the one who finally took a drill to my raft and watched me sink. This isn't just about money. This is about a lifetime of being treated like a second-class citizen in my own house. It's about the slow, painful discovery that, to my mother, I wasn't her daughter. I was a resource. I was just a stepping stone for her real child, her perfect son, my brother. This last betrayal wasn't about $5,000. It was about my entire sense of self. To really get how a mother could steal from her own kid without even a flicker of guilt, you have to understand my childhood. Our family wasn't a family, it was a kingdom, and my younger brother, Alex, was the crown prince. I was, at best, a lady-in-waiting. The favoritism wasn't subtle. It was the air we breathed. The second Alex was born, 2 years after me, and he could do no wrong. He was the golden child. If he broke something, it was an accident. If I broke something, I was careless. If Alex got a C on a report card, he was just a creative spirit who couldn't be boxed in. If I got a B+, my mom would ask, "Why wasn't it an A? Weren't you trying?" I'll never forget Christmas when I was 10. I'd been begging for a new bicycle for months. My old one was a rusty hand-me-down, and I'd done extra chores, gotten straight A's, everything. Alex wanted the new video game console. On Christmas morning, there it was, a top-of-the-line gaming system for Alex. And for me, a card with $20 and a note. "A bike is too expensive this year, honey. Maybe you can save up." Later that day, I heard my mom on the phone with my aunt bragging. "We just had to get the console for Alex," she said. "His little heart was set on it. He just has so much passion." My passion, apparently, didn't count. This was our whole lives. I learned early that if I wanted anything, I had to get it myself. I started working as soon as I could, babysitting, mowing lawns, bagging groceries. I bought my own clothes, my own school supplies, and eventually my own car, a beat-up sedan that cost every penny I'd saved for 2 years. Alex, meanwhile, got everything handed to him. When he turned 16, a brand new car, leased by my parents, was sitting in the driveway with a giant bow on it. When I pointed out how unfair it was, my mother's answer was always the same. "Alex is different," she'd say with a wave of her hand. "He needs our support. You've always been so independent." She said independent like it was a personality trait, not a survival skill I was forced to learn. I paid my own way through college, working 2 jobs and drowning in student loans. Alex went to a private university out of state because he felt a connection with it. My parents co-signed his loans and sent him a huge monthly allowance. They even cashed out the savings bonds they told me were for both our educations to cover his tuition. When I found out and confronted them, my dad just wrung his hands. "Your mother just wants to make sure he has every opportunity. You know how he struggles to focus." Struggles to focus was just a nice way of saying lazy. Alex dropped out after 2 years to find himself. He moved back home, rent-free, and bounced between part-time jobs while my mom praised his free spirit. My path was grueling. I graduated with honors and landed a good job in a new city, but my successes were always twisted back to my brother. "It's wonderful you have such a stable job," Mom would say. "Now you can help your brother if he needs it." That's when the borrowing started. First, it was $100 here or there that was never paid back. But the worst, before this whole bonus disaster, was my tax refund a couple of years ago. It was about $2,000, money I was planning to use to finally pay off a high-interest credit card. My mom had always done my taxes, and I just never thought to change it. When the refund never hit my account, I asked her about it. "Oh, honey," she said, not looking at me. "I had it deposited into my account to make it easier, and, well, Alex had an emergency." "What emergency?" I asked, my stomach tightening. "His landlord was going to evict him," she said vaguely. "Don't W. Ori, he'll pay you back." I was furious. "Mom, you can't just take my money. I needed that." Her face hardened. "How can you be so selfish? Your brother was about to be homeless. Is $2,000 more important than your own brother?" She twisted it to make me the bad guy. My dad just stood there saying, "Let's not fight, we're family." I never saw a penny of that money. I found out later that Alex wasn't behind on rent at all. He used the $2,000 to go to a music festival. That's when I should have known she wasn't just enabling him, she was his accomplice. I changed my tax deposit info immediately, but I didn't think she'd ever dare do something like that again. I was so wrong. This last year at work was brutal. My company restructured, and my workload tripled. I was pulling 60-hour weeks, managing a team through layoffs, and just running on fumes. But I kept going because my boss promised a big New Year's bonus if we hit our targets. This bonus wasn't just cash to me, it was a symbol, a lifeline. For 3 years, I'd been scraping together every spare dollar for a down payment on a small condo. I was desperate for a place that was truly mine, a sanctuary. This bonus would get me there. It was my ticket out. I sacrificed everything. I missed weddings, canceled vacations, and worked straight through weekends. There were nights I fell asleep at my desk, but we did it. We didn't just meet our targets, we shattered them. A week before New Year's, the email came through. Performance-based New Year's bonuses will be direct deposited into your accounts on December 28th. My heart was pounding. And then I made my big mistake. In my excitement, I called my mom. "That's wonderful, honey," she chirped. "How much?" I hesitated, but I was just too excited. "The gross bonus is $5,000. There was a pause, just a second, but it was heavy. Then her tone completely shifted. "5,000? Wow, that's a lot." "I know," I said. "I can finally put an offer on a condo." "A condo?" she repeated slowly. "That's a big step. You know, Alex has been having such a hard time finding a reliable car." And just like that, my blood ran cold. I knew this pivot. I'd heard it 1,000 times. "Mom, this is my bonus. For my down payment." "Of course, dear," she said, her voice turning syrupy sweet. "I'm just thinking of your brother. A reliable car could really change things for him. It's an investment in his future." "He can get a loan," I said, my voice sharp. "Oh, you know his credit isn't good. It's not his fault," she sighed dramatically. "It's just $5,000 could buy a very decent used car. And you don't need a condo right this second, do you?" I ended the call by making it clear that the money was mine. but I hung up with a sick feeling in my stomach. A seed had been planted. In her mind, that $5,000 wasn't my money anymore. It was the solution to Alex's latest problem. December 28th. I woke up feeling lighter than I had in years. This was it. I grabbed my phone, my thumb already on my banking app. I logged in, looking for the deposit. But instead of celebrating, my heart just stopped. The balance was wrong, thousands of dollars wrong. I scrolled frantically through the transactions, my breath catching in my throat, and then I saw it. A transaction from 3:15 a.m. Online transfer to mother's name. Amount $5,000. I just stared at it. It didn't seem real. $5,000 transferred from my account to my mother's while I was asleep. The dread in my gut told me exactly what had happened. A reliable car could really change things for him. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely dial her number. She picked up, her voice groggy. "Hello." "Where is my money?" I didn't yell. My voice was quiet, tight, and dangerous. A pause. "What are you talking about? You woke me up." "Don't lie to me, Mom," I said. "I'm looking at my bank account. I see a $5,000 transfer to you at 3 a.m. Where is my bonus?" She let out a long, put-upon sigh. "I was going to tell you," she said. "Alex needed it. I told you he needed a car." The audacity knocked the wind out of me. "You told me he needed a car, so you just stole my bonus, my down payment." "Don't be so dramatic," she scoffed. "It's not stealing when it's for family. I'm your mother. That money was just sitting there. Your brother had an immediate need. He found a perfect 2018 Honda Civic and the seller wanted cash today. I was just helping him. You should be happy to do it." I felt like I was losing my mind. It wasn't just sitting there. It was for MY Future, the one I worked myself to the bone for. How did you even get into my account? "Oh, please," she said. "I helped you set up that account when you were 16, remember? I kept the login just in case of an emergency. This was an emergency." My brother getting a car was an emergency. My life savings were her slush fund. "That's my money, Mom," I said, my voice shaking with rage. "That is theft. You need to transfer it back. Now." "I can't," she said, her voice cold as ice. "It's already gone. I gave it to Alex this morning. Honestly, I don't know why you're being so selfish. Blood is thicker than water, and it's definitely thicker than a down payment on some little condo you don't even need." I was speechless. She wasn't sorry. She genuinely believed she was entitled to my money. She thought she'd done the right thing. "You will regret this," I whispered. "Don't you dare threaten me," she snapped. "I am your mother. You should be thanking me." I hung up. I sat on the edge of my bed as the sun came up and felt the last little thread of hope for a normal relationship with my mother just snap. It was gone, and in its place was a cold, hard certainty. This was war. I just sat there in silence for what felt like an hour, staring at the transaction on my phone. Gone. The little condo I'd pictured in my head just dissolved into a haze of betrayal. My phone buzzed. It was a text from Alex. It was a picture. A selfie of him, grinning like an idiot in the driver's seat of a shiny, dark blue Honda. The text underneath read, "TA checks for the new ride, sis. Glad you could help out. It's lit." That was it, the taunt. The smug confirmation that he was in on it, that he felt just as entitled to my money as she did. He wasn't some innocent bystander. He saw my hard work and thought, yeah, that should be mine. And I just broke. The rage turned into a gut-wrenching sob. I collapsed back on my bed and just cried. I cried for the money, for the condo, but mostly, I cried for the final, brutal proof that my own mother and brother saw me as nothing more than an ATM. When the tears finally stopped, something else took over: cold, hard resolve. I wiped my eyes and blocked Alex's number. Then I went through and blocked him on everything. I never wanted to see his face again. My next call was to my dad, my last-ditch hope for sanity. I told him everything. His response was a series of deep, weary sighs. "Oh, dear," he mumbled. "Your mother, she just loves your brother so much." "Loves him? Dad, she stole $5,000 from me. She committed a crime." "Now, let's not use words like crime," he pleaded, desperate to avoid a fight. "It's a family matter. Can't you just let it go? For peace, I'll talk to Alex about paying you back little by little." "Little by little? Dad, he has never paid me back for anything in his life. And Mom is defending him." "You're just upset," he said, trying to soothe me, which only made me angrier. "You're successful. You'll make more money. This is a huge opportunity for your brother. Think of it as an investment in his future." There it was again, that same twisted line. "I'm done, Dad," I said, my voice flat. "I'm done being the family bank. If you won't help me, I'll handle this myself." I hung up. I felt completely alone. The people who were supposed to be my support system were the ones who had robbed me. I paced my apartment, my mind racing, and finally called my best friend, Sarah. I told her the whole messy story. She was quiet for a moment, and then she said, "Oh my God, that's insane. That is grand larceny. You know that, right?" "My dad calls it a family matter," I mumbled. "It stopped being a family matter the second she logged into your bank account and wired $5,000 to herself," Sarah said. "That is bank fraud. What she did is illegal. Full stop. You have to do something. You can't let them get away with this." Hearing her say it, fraud, larceny, it was like a switch flipped in my brain. She was right. This was a crime. And what do you do when a crime's been committed? You report it. Before I reveal the step that would shatter my family forever, I need your thoughts. What would you do in my shoes? Keep the peace as my dad suggested, or fight for justice, no matter the cost? Let me know down in the comments. And if you're invested in this story, please show your support for Nightfall Narrative by hitting that like button and subscribing. It lets us know you appreciate these stories and want to see more. After I got off the phone with Sarah, I sat at my kitchen table, her words echoing in my head. Fraud, larceny, illegal. For so long, all the financial abuse had been brushed aside as a family issue. But this was different. This was a clear, definable crime with a digital paper trail. My head was a war zone. Part of me, the part that had been conditioned my whole life to keep the peace, was screaming to just let it go. "It's your mother. You'll destroy the family." But another voice, one-eyed silenced for far too long, was roaring back. "She stole from you. They laughed about it. If you let this go, it will never stop." I thought about the future. Would I have to hide every success? Live. In fear of my own mother raiding my bank account whenever her golden child wanted something new? I pictured Alex driving around in that car, a car bought with my sweat and sleepless nights, and the injustice of it was suffocating. This wasn't revenge. This was survival. My first stop was the bank. I walked in, heart pounding, and explained everything to the branch manager. She was sympathetic. "Because the transfer was made to your mother, who had your old login details. This is something we call familiar fraud, she explained. For us to take action and for any legal consequences, you'll need to file a police report. Are you prepared to do that? Yes, I said, I am. From the bank, I drove straight to the police station. It felt like stepping off a cliff. I told an officer everything, showing him the bank statement, the text from my brother, all of it. When I was finished, he looked up from his notes. "Ma'am," he said, "your mother having old login information doesn't give her the right to access your account and transfer funds years later. What she did was theft. It's also likely wire fraud. We'll open an investigation." Hearing a legal authority validate me was one of the most powerful moments of my life. I wasn't being dramatic. I wasn't selfish. I was the victim of a crime. I signed the official complaint, my hand surprisingly steady. When I walked out of that station, I didn't feel happy. I just felt a quiet, grim finality. There was no going back now. The fallout was fast. 2 days later, my mother called. "What have you done?" she shrieked. "A police officer was just here. You filed a report against me, against your own mother." "You stole $5,000 from me," I said, my voice cold. "I reported the crime." "Crime? I am your mother. I brought you into this world. Do you have any idea how humiliating this is? You're trying to ruin my life." "You ruined my trust," I shot back. "You did this, not me." "Your brother needed that car," she screamed, her voice cracking. "He was finally getting his life together, and you selfish, ungrateful child, you've always been jealous of him." Jealous? The accusation was so insane I almost laughed. I wasn't jealous of him. I pitied him. I hung up the phone. The wheels of justice were turning, and my mother's world of zero consequences was about to come crashing down. The first wave of my mother's rage was just the beginning. Soon, my extended family started calling. Aunts, uncles, cousins, all of them her messengers, telling me I was tearing the family apart over money, that I was being cruel. I ignored them. They were only getting her side of the story anyway, the tale of a selfless mother persecuted by her greedy daughter. Then, about a week later, the tone changed. My mother called me again, but instead of screaming, she was weeping. "Please," she sobbed, "you have to call them off, drop the charges." I just listened. "The detective called me again," she choked out. "He's talking about felony charges. Jail time. Can you believe it, jail, for helping my son?" "It's called theft, Mom," I said, feeling nothing. "Actions have consequences." "But I'll pay you back," she cried. "I promise, we'll sell the car if we have to. Just please stop this. I can't go to jail. Think of my reputation. The stress is going to kill me." It was insulting. She wasn't offering because she was sorry. She was offering because she was scared. She only cared about her own skin now that she was facing real trouble. "It's too late for that, Mom," I said calmly. "This isn't about the money anymore. This is about you learning that you can't just take whatever you want from me." "Consequences," she wailed. "You want your own mother to have a criminal record, to go to prison? What kind of daughter are you?" "You made your choice when you logged into my bank account," I replied. "Now I'm making mine." The begging went on for days. She'd cry, she'd plead, she'd promise anything. She even had my father call me to beg for mercy. But every time they said the word mercy, all I could see was that picture of Alex grinning in his new car, a car bought with my dreams. They didn't show me any mercy. They didn't want mercy. They wanted a reset button so they could go back to the way things were. But that world was gone. I had burned it to the ground. The legal process is moving forward. My mother had to get a lawyer. The family is broken, maybe forever. I haven't spoken to my mother, father, or brother since. The silence is both peaceful and painful. I'm starting over, rebuilding my savings, and focusing on a future that's free from their poison. Pressing charges against my own mother was the hardest thing I've ever done. It went against everything I was ever taught about family loyalty. But standing up for myself was the only way to finally break a cycle of abuse that had run my entire life. She didn't just steal $5,000. She tried to steal my future, and for that, there had to be a reckoning. Some might say I went too far. But my question to you is this: was I wrong to choose my own peace over my mother's freedom when she never once chose my well-being over her golden child's whims? Share your final thoughts in the comments. Thank you for joining us on Nightfall Narrative. If this story resonated with you, please subscribe and turn on notifications for more tales of justice and consequence. We'll see you in the next one.